Welcome back, trainers. So now that Niantic has implemented a community day, which is going to require you to use an evolution item, in this case it's going to be Piloswine into Mamoswine with the Sinnoh Stone, we can now go into conversation about which other Pokemon can receive a community day that are going to require a Sinnoh Stone or some sort of evolution item that will make them better as far as their moves are concerned. For an example, talk about Porygon-Z, that is going to be something quite amazing when it does receive Tri-Attack, because as it is currently, it does just have the single charge moves, which are going to hold it back in PvP, even in raids or gyms or whatever you're trying to do. It's an amazing Pokemon with great attack, but the potential for its charge moves is just not quite there. But with something like Tri-Attack, it's going to put it on the level, making a lot of people wanting to use it in a PvP match. So with that said, let's go ahead and go over some of the Pokemon that can possibly be in the future for community days revolving around evolution items. Alright, so I have the Pokemon that we're going to be taking a look at pulled up here. So we have Porygon-Z, Rhyperior, Roserade, then we have Kirlia and Ralts, which we're going to be looking at Gallade for that. As far as Gardevoir, it doesn't need an item. It is a fantastic Pokemon to discuss, but we've went over that before. We'll probably go over it just a little bit. And then Porygon-2, of course. So if you're wondering, well, why Rhyperior? Well, we're going to go over exactly which move it can learn to make it better as far as a charge move. As well as Roserade. This is a fantastic Pokemon, doing so much damage output with Razor Leaf and Sludge Bomb, even Solar Beam. The only problem is Solar Beam is that massive charge move, and if you're using this in a PvP match, more than likely you're gonna get wiped out because you're gonna be vulnerable too long out there. And by the time you're able to get that Solar Beam off, well, you're probably gonna have to burn through either 2 shields or just simply don't use it. Because in PvP, there are way better options as far as grass-type Pokemon like Victory Bell and Venusaur being just one OP broken Pokemon that needs to be fixed somehow. Or a balance at least to the community moves, because it's just too overpowered at the moment. So you have that, which we'll go over the moves that I think that it may learn, possibly if they introduce this for all of these evolution Pokemon. Not necessarily all of them, but a select few. And also, if you're thinking, what is the point of this poke, and why is your Porygon-Z named Regigigas? Well, that was for a thumbnail. Let me fix that real quick there. So the point of this is to prepare you for the future, like we discussed before with the legendaries, how they keep releasing them with exclusive moves, and you go ahead and power up like 3 or 4 of them. Even for the average person who doesn't play that much, powering up one legendary is very costly and hard to invest into, because you got to put all those rare candies, you have to do all these raids, and then there you go. So they release a new Pokemon and all of a sudden it has a better move, and then what? Oh, you have the lesser of the one and you can't TM it. So it's very troublesome, and probably better for you to know this right now and prepare yourself accordingly. Now, don't take my word for it. You go ahead and power up as many of these Pokemon that you want to. It's just, you have to be prepared, and I'm going to let you know. So let's continue on here. Porygon-Z, like we said in past videos, with that Tri-Attack is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a 2 charge move, I can guarantee that. And it's going to just be very strong, because Porygon-Z, the attack as it is, it's just already outstanding. So we'll continue on here. Porygon-Z, that's another one. And then we have, let's go to my lucky here, the Ralts, that is going to have to be a male to evolve into Gallade. So this is going to be the male version of Gardevoir, I suppose. It's going to be a Psychic and Fighting type, and it's going to be okay. It's going to currently have Psychic, Leaf Blade, and Close Combat for the charge moves, and for the quick moves, I do believe we're going to go over all this in just a moment. Low Kick and Confusion. So there is room for improvement, seeing that it does have Leaf Blade. It's not a bad move, but it's grass type, very random for it to have. It needs to have, say, a Psychic and or a Fighting move for a charge move, and then it'll be looking great. I mean, anything else would be awesome too, but having that Fighting and Psychic on your side for this is just going to be that much better when you get your Gallade. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over this and see what we have for these Pokemon as far as the moves that they can learn for possible future community day for them. We're over here on the Game Press. I will be leaving a link in the description for their website. So for Gallade's quick moves, we have Confusion and Low Kick. For the charge moves, we have Close Combat, Psychic, and Leaf Blade. Now these are within the data of the game, so we know that these are the moves that it is going to get. Looking at Leaf Blade, not a bad move whatsoever. Mixed with Low Kick is going to be fantastic. You'll be able to charge it pretty quick and have a decent coverage set there, because your charge moves as far as Close Combat goes is going to take a minute to get up there, as well as Psychic, leaving you pretty vulnerable out there. Psychic isn't bad, but it can do better. So let's go ahead and go over to Bulbapedia and see the moves that it can possibly learn for some sort of community day. And we're over here on the Bulbapedia. Let's go ahead and take a look at Glade's moves that it learns naturally leveling up. We've seen that it has Leaf Blade and Close Combat already. Confusion as well for the quick move. As far as the charge moves, what do I see here? Possibly Night Slash. And that's pretty much it as far as the leveling up moves. I mean, we have Aerial Ace, which is another fantastic option, but I don't really see them giving it that. Maybe in the distant future, but this thing has not even come into Pokemon Go yet, so keep that in mind. So as far as the leveling up moves, not so hot. So for the TM moves, we have Psyshock, which would be the absolute move you want to go to if they did give it that. It would be so strong. That is going to be a 3 charge move doing 70 damage in Pokemon Go. So it's no pushover move whatsoever. And with Low Kick, you'll be able to get those off extremely quick. So that is going to be very nice. Then we have Break, and there's going to be a lot of moves in here that are actually pretty fantastic, as well as Aerial Ace again. Low Sweep, we already seen that as a quick move already within the data. And then you have Stone Edge, which I suppose could benefit it, but I don't really see them giving it. Bulldoze, Rock Slide, X Scissor. Now we're over here on the Move Tutor moves, where I'm pretty sure we can find its possible Community Day move if it ever does receive one. Drain Punch being one, Focus Punch as well. So Focus Punch is a fairly strong move, and it would be very sad if it was just 1 charge bar, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 2 charge bar move for at least 90 to 110, much like Blast Burn, just being extremely OP. And then, well, it's going to be on the level there. So when it comes down to it for PvP, if they don't change something, it's going to be boiling down to who's using the most Community Day move Pokemon, and that's that simple, because the energy required for those special moves is so little, and you're able to get them off extremely quick, just giving you the edge in battle. So there you go. Hopefully they fix that in the future. And then if we continue on here, it has a fantastic move pool for the Move Tutor moves, Ice Punch as well, Signal Beam, which is a fairly strong bug move for sure. And then you have Zen Headbutt, but that is a quick move. It doesn't really necessarily need that. It has Confusion already, fairly slow, but yeah, like I said, I don't think they're going to be giving it a quick move for its Community Day. So all these moves, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Focus Punch or Drain Punch. On to Porygon-Z. So we know what charge moves it has. That's going to be Zap Cannon, Hyper Beam, and Solar Beam. So for the Community Day move, it's probably going to get Tri Attack, and it's going to be doing 90 to 100 for 2 charge moves. With its massive attack already in Pokemon Go, this is going to be something you're definitely going to want. So yet again, I'm going to say you may want to hold off on evolving as many of these as you can, so you can possibly get these in the future if they do release them, seeing that they are doing that with Mamoswine. And for the TM moves, we have Psyshock yet again, like Glade, which would be quite fitting on a Porygon-Z. It would help it quite a bit. As far as Porygon-Z's quick moves, we have Hidden Power and Charge Beam. Charge Beam is okay as far as the energy gain goes. The Hidden Powers can definitely benefit you depending on the situation. As we've seen, mine has Hidden Power Ground, my maxed out one, and going up against specific Pokemon, it does in fact do a lot of damage. As far as the energy gain, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it can do better. But if it did receive Tri-Attack, it would be absolutely fantastic. So we have Ice Beam, Blizzard. This thing can learn all kinds of different elemental moves. So Porygon-Z in Pokemon Go is quite limited as to what it can do because of the way the game mechanics work. So it's not getting all the attention it really should. So there you have it for the TM moves. There's other ones we can go over, like Giga Impact, but I will save the Giga Impact for the old Slow King. I think that'll receive it one day. Now on to the Move Tutor moves. We have something we've already seen introduced for Pokemon, and that is going to be the Eevee evolution, and that is Last Resort. Seeing that it is going to be a normal type, Porygon-Z will be gaining stab from that and is going to be pretty strong. We've seen the performance in Pokemon Go already with Last Resort, and it's not bad. It doesn't take forever to charge, and it should be a great addition to its move pool. Now on to Roserade, something I'm fairly excited for if it did receive some sort of Community Day move because its attack is already massive. I would love to use it more in PvP, it's just that Solar Beam is holding it back. The Sludge Bomb is okay, but the quick moves on it are just not charging it fast enough for it to be viable enough in battle. Now, it's not horrible, don't get me wrong, you can use it, it's just, you know, give it a shot and see what happens. So we have Mega Drain and Magic Leaf. Magic Leaf is probably definitely going to be the better one. 3 charge move doing X amount of damage, whatever it is, it's going to be good with Rosarade's massive attack. So you have that right there so far, Magic Leaf. And now onto the TM moves, we have Venoshock, which can also benefit it as a 3 charge move. Poison, although it does have Sludge Bomb, which currently is just great on it, so it doesn't really need that poison move. We're looking for more grass type moves. And then if we go down here, Energy Ball, another option that would be great for it as opposed to Solar Beam in a PvP match, as well as Grass Knot, which was just added onto Breloom and performs just magnificently, doing massive damage. Even if it's not super effective, it's still taking your opponent's health down quite significantly. So that is something to look forward to on Roserade. Onto the move tutor moves, we have Giga Drain and then Seed Bomb. Pretty sure that is going to just be absolutely fantastic if it was to receive it. So there you have it for Roserade, some more food for thought as to if you should evolve a whole bunch or hold off for the future. Right now, finishing it off with Rhyperior here, one of my favorites on the list. This guy has quite a few amazing moves that he could potentially, can potentially learn in the future. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have Hammer Arm, which is a great fighting type move. And then Rock Wrecker, that is a great one. I personally thought that's what it was going to get when it first was introduced, but I was wrong. It does have Stone Edge, Surf, and Earthquake. And for the quick moves, it has Smackdown and Mud Slap. Not bad. The Smackdown is doing a lot of damage, and the Mud Slap can help you go super effective against certain types that you need that for. As well as the Surf, you have a pretty good amount of coverage, as well as a move that's charging up fairly quick to get off onto the opponent. But say they bring out a grass type, you're not going to be looking too great here. As far as coverage moves on that regard, up against grass types, you're not really going to be looking for it in Rhyperior. You're just going to be looking for stronger moves. So let's go ahead and see. We have Hammer Arm, which is a great fighting move, but if you were to go up against a grass type, more than likely grass and poison, there you go, not very effective. And then you have Rock Wrecker, which, oh my gosh, would be just amazing. Now, I'm very confused and just contemplating right now on whether it would be a 2 charge or 1 bar, because it is really strong. It's stronger than Stone Edge, so maybe it's just going to be a single charge move and just do more damage than Stone Edge itself, and it'll be kind of exclusive to Rhyperior. And then you have Smackdown, which we've already seen. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. Bulldoze. You're going to have another 2 charge move on Rhyperior alongside Surf, making it extremely ideal for PvP in certain situations. It is going to have a massive weakness to water and grass type Pokemon, so that is the hazard that you need to look out for Rhyperior. And then you have Rock Blast, Drill Run, Stone Edge it already has, and Earthquake as well. Now for the coverage on the grass type Pokemon, we have Mega Horn. And if you are going up against, say, a Venusaur, right, part poison type, it's not going to be super effective, but it's still going to be doing a lot more damage than it would be as opposed to doing a, I don't know, water move. But at the same time, you can say, well, if it did receive Bulldoze, that's going to help you as well and be charging faster for neutral damage up against that Venusaur, which you would be correct. And personally, Bulldoze is the one you would want to go with over Mega Horn for sure. Now, this is where things get a bit interesting for Rhyperior as far as the TM moves in the main series games, which it can learn all these in Pokemon Go if Niantic so chooses to add them onto Rhyperior. So we have Ice Beam, which would take care of the whole grass issue as well as Blizzard. Definitely going to want to go with Ice Beam if it did ever receive that. And this is all just, you know, speculation and just talking about the future. It's not going to probably receive Ice Beam. Also, you have Thunderbolt and then Flamethrower. So it does learn a fantastic coverage moveset. It's just not going to probably receive these in Pokemon Go, unfortunately, making it very vulnerable in those battles. But it is on the table, so take note. It can learn Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. Quite amazing for Rhyperior. And if we go down here, it can't even learn Shadow Claw. So it's none of those moves are going to be added into Pokemon Go anytime soon, I don't think. As far as Rock Slide, that is another move it can benefit from because it is going to be part Rock type, getting that nice stab. And even if it's not doing super effective damage, unless you're going up against a Steelix, which is going to be doing fairly little damage with that Rock Slide, but on the flip, you will be having that quick move Mud Slap, as well as possibly Bulldoze or Earthquake, even Surf to take care of that Steelix. So Rhyperior is looking just great. And then finally, looking at its Community Day moves, here is where we will probably see the move that it will get introduced with. We have Drill Run, Earth Power. Those are my #1 options. As far as Rock Wrecker, that's going to be a great move, and they can make it have the potential to not take that much energy to charge on Rhyperior, but more than likely it's going to receive one of these Drill Run or Earth Power, which would be great for it. And then you have all kinds of different coverage movesets: Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Ice Wind, Iron Head, I suppose. I mean, it could be okay, and then Thunder Punch as well. So there you have Rhyperior. As far as the moves that it can learn for its Community Day set, it's quite up in the air because there's quite a lot of them, but at the same time there is a lot of potential and not letdown for this guy here. So there you have it, trainers. We've been over this before regarding Pokemon that you should probably hold off on powering up. More so the legendaries, because those are a big loss when they do bring out a new move that is going to be doing better than their current set, because that is a lot of investment as opposed to a Pokemon that you can just simply catch in the wild and just have all the candies on hand. And as far as any other Pokemon that can receive a special move regarding Community Days and anything else outside of that, well, Niantic has been throwing us for a loop lately. When we thought we were going to get Bagon or possibly Slack Off or even Routes Community Day, they hit us with a Swinub. And also with the Breloom receiving the move Grass Knot, and it didn't even have a Community Day. It was just simply get one and evolve it. Who knows what they can be cooking up next. So just make sure you're wary on not evolving all these Pokemon multiple times, and save your candies for specific Pokemon here too. So with that said, trainers, I hope this helped you out, gave you a little bit of an insight and preparing you for the future. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That helps me quite a bit. And I'll be catching you all next time. And before I let you go, if you're wondering where are the PvP battles, where are the raids and the gym battles, I've seen a few people asking for the gym battles. Well, guys, do you really want it? Let me see it in the comments if you want me to do gym battles again, because the views are just very low. And it's not like, oh, well, he's only out for views. Well, I need to make videos that attract attention. Otherwise, it's gonna not be looking too great over here, right? So just let me know. I will throw those in here and there if you like those. I know the raids are something you definitely want to see, and PvP battles will be coming in the future, probably even later today. I have something lined up with somebody who's really good at PvP and just keeps wrecking me. So I'll be recording our battles and uploading those to see how that goes, because my gosh, this guy just crushes me every single time. You know you are, boy. Yeah. So with that said, traders, I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.